Yeah, you dig, man. We're back here at Takeover Vegas Radio, 22.3 Takeover Vegas Radio. We want to just say, man, a big shout out to everybody that's been joining in and out with us here on all the live streaming apparatuses that we've got going on in the room, man. It's like we got our own paparazzi up in here, man. Everybody's tuned in live with us all around the world, you know what I'm saying? To Up Live, Facebook, and YouTube, and all of our various own individual platforms like Instagrams and all that. But man, back to this old gangbanging and wankster shit, gangster shit. A lot of people. You know what's funny about the Casanova situation that I'm kind of liking and interested to hear about is that just because of the dude 6ix9ine and Casanova, they had their beef obviously. Yeah. Before, and that was one of the major issues that happened with 6ix9ine. That was their situation, the beef with Cass at the Barclays, Boise Block. Exactly. But I know that when 6ix9ine was in his situation, everybody had their own. Oh well, niggas, we ain't snitching, yada yada yada. Certain paperwork was turning up on certain rappers. Yeah. That was in the industry. You know what I'm saying? Trying to claim that same shit that they wasn't out here ratting or telling or doing whatever. However, to do most of the shit that a lot of these rappers have been doing, you know what I mean, and getting away with, it's not because of the lawyers, homie. It's not because they got good lawyers. Preach. Trust and believe. It's not because they've been paying a lot either. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yes, there's a lot of people that do pay their way out of certain situations, but you know what I'm saying? They're going to get a piece of you while they got you. Yeah. Please believe that. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no alligator ever bit nobody and just stopped and let them go. He savored for a moment before he opened his jaws back up. You know what I'm saying? He had to let that poison seep in through that wound, you know what I'm saying, to at least get his good bite in, you know what I mean? And I think that's what's going on right now. That bite is about to bite back. And now Casanova, unbeknownst to him, he's now in the same situation that he probably would have thought never of, because he was just, they ain't fucking with me. I'm moving different. You know what I mean? Blah, blah, blah. When the whole time is, like you said, the feds, once they get a hold of you, they got a hold of you. You know what I mean? That don't mean they're gonna get you today. They build on their cases.
No, they don't.
They got time.
Yeah, no, that's the thing.
They got revenue.
I watched the interview a few years ago, which made me notice Casanova. It was an interview he did. It wasn't on Vlad. He was just talking about the streets. And what he was saying was simple. He was like, I expect to go to hell, nigga. Like when you're out here in these streets and you're doing the things that we do when you out here in these streets, like we know the consequences that go with it. You know what I'm saying? And this is before the 6ix9ine situation really popped off. So it's not, it wasn't in reflection of that. But we know that their beef was on. Casanova's talking about his reputability and 6ix9ine basically, doing what he had to do to make sure that he was successful as a rapper, but also surviving in these streets. So, and we know a lot of people end up in these situations for a lot of different nuances and reasons. So we don't want to individually point nobody out, but let's generally talk about this. So we know when Black people were released from slavery, we were emancipated, so-called. We were made criminals. Criminality is a definition. So basically they created laws to make sure that, we weren't able to enterprise. So they had vagrancy laws. You couldn't hang out. They had laws where you couldn't be, around certain people. You couldn't be out at a certain time. They basically just reclassified the slaves. But also with slaves not having a way to enterprise and make money, what do? You have to go outside the law, right? Pimping and pandering, right? Selling goods illegally, not licensed, things of that nature. Not necessarily drugs. But I'm just saying, if you don't have a license from the state, you're not allowed to sell. If you don't have a license from the state, you're not allowed to conduct business in certain ways in certain places. So, when I say gangsterism, we had to go outside of the law to be able to survive. That's gangsterism. Criminality is something different. Criminality is when they define a crime and make you a criminal because that's how you live and survive, right? I'm not mad at a man that's still bread for his family to eat. You know what I'm saying? But we got to understand why that man is still bread. So moving forward, we know that most of the people that's come here from different nations, whether it be the Italians or the Russians or we can go through all the groups. I don't want to just name the European groups, but mostly Europeans. They came here to this country and they adopted gangsterism. And when I say they adopted gangsterism, they basically realized like, we have to be able to do things in a different way.
But a lot of them niggas was gangsters before they got over here and they was running to come over here to America because of the shit that they was doing over there in Sicily and shit like that.
No doubt.
And France and Spain, because there was some real ruthless motherfuckers over there that was a part of that, like them Hungarians and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
You can run through all the European countries.
Hell yeah.
And we know that like I say, we didn't invent this gangsterism. This is stuff that's been brought over to us through these different cultures. And when they came to America, gangsterism was their way of creating community. Because what you did was you stuck to your own people because the other people considered you outsiders. You enterprised with your own people, but also somebody had to be the manpower. Somebody had to be in control physically, because during those times, I could take it from you. We ain't talking about caveman, I could bust you over the head and just take your girl, but literally caveman type tactics, like if you got something I want, I'm gonna come take it. We all seen gangs in New York, you know what I'm saying, and those type of things. So we move forward a little bit more. Black folks ain't never had to participate in the type of nefarious things that these white folks have, because first off, we knew we couldn't succeed. We couldn't succeed because we didn't have judges and police officers and things of that nature. They didn't allow us to have it.
But
right?
I hear you. I just don't want you to, you know, as you go on with your, I appreciate the information that you're giving me, but I just don't want you to forget, you know, we have people like Bumpy Johnson, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, no, definitely.
That was able to do his thing, you know, even Luke, what's his name? Frank Lucas, even though he's ended up in a precarious situation where he had to snitch on a bunch of people. But I mean, he went down because the system went down. He brought the system down. It wasn't like he brought a bunch of the homies, you know, because it was his family that he was working with.
But even before them, right? Because like their power and their gangsterism came from their access, right? So I'm talking about before Frank Lucas had access to heroin coming out of Vietnam, right? I'm talking about before Bumpy Johnson had access to, you know, the numbers game and all the things that were going on in Harlem, right? I'm just saying in general, when you look into America and how it's been run, a lot of these groups that have come here have used gangsterism, and Black folks have been on the outside of that because the laws and the criminality has been focused on us. That's what I meant. And so when we transitioned into being able to have the type of power that Bumpy Johnson had, that Frank Lucas had, it didn't come by us having something that nobody else had. It came from us having access to the same things they had, right? When we got access to the drug trade, Black folks don't have poppy fields and things of that nature. We have to have access to that to be able to supply that, right?
Right, but you know, the thing is that if they did anything, I believe in that situation, they provided the resource, but we provided the infrastructure. We provided the game plan and how to put it together and put the tool to use.
Now,
you know what I mean?
Think about that.
So
right? We were allowed the resources and given the ability to create these systems because they wanted to have some of that money too, right? So when you're looking at the real gangsters are able to do what they do, not just because they'll say F and snitch, but also because they have the access, they have the connections to be able to get away with things that regular folks can't get away with. That's the difference between a gangster and a thug or somebody that works for a gangster. The gangster has the access to be able to make the moves. You work for the gangster. Right? And so we've taken the history of it and we've adapted it and we've looked at it in different ways. We fantasize about it, you know, with the Scarface movies, with the what's the other one everybody loves with Wesley Snipes, man?
Sugar Hill.
Not Sugar Hill too, but New Jack City. You know what I'm saying? And we looked at these things and we said, you know what? We recognize that, you know, if you don't have an opportunity out here in these streets to do it the right way, then sometimes you got to do it the wrong way to get to the right way, right? That was a lot of people picked up in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, figuring out like, yo, they're not going to let us do it. They're taking our jobs. They're taking our opportunities. Then we need to go the other way. But the thing is, we ended up destructing the same things we were trying to build. You know what I'm saying? By trying to do it the way they do it. Because unfortunately, capitalism don't care about nobody. They don't care about the streets. They don't care about your mama. They don't care about nobody. Capitalism is, if I can make $1, I'm going to make it. And the way they made dollars around us wasn't just saying, okay, we're going to control the businesses. They wanted to send in the dope. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to send in the things that were going to also destroy us. So go ahead.
Well, I feel that, you know, the difference between gangsterism and being a gangster is, you know, I think people just got the terminology a little messed up because, you know, when we speak gangster, at least people in my circle and, you know, and grown men, you know what I'm saying? We can look at these young cats right now and tell them that shit ain't gangster, you know what I'm saying? Running around being on some thuggish activity, meaning, you know, committing crimes. And, you know, if you got to commit a crime, do what you do, but walk with a broom behind you. You know what I'm saying? Learn how to cover your tracks and do what you got. That's the whole purpose of committing a crime, is to be able to get away with it. You know what I'm saying? Not to get caught. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's what the difference is we need to understand that part, because a lot of people that are committing these new crimes, these young kids, these new generations, they're doing it because they want the recognition. That's not gangster. You know what I'm saying? Bonnie and Clyde would not have had that recognition had they not did what they did, but they weren't tripping off they wasn't clout chasing.
No.
You know what I'm saying? It was eating and moving. And this is what we doing. We on the run because we got to pop a couple cats and yada, yada, yada. Right now, we're worried with headlines. You know what I'm saying?
That's the question. Why right now are we in a culture where kids, people in general, our people, right? Men, young men are adopting this style of gangsterism that we know? Because
the bad guy's always been celebrated. You know what I'm saying? The good guy always finished last. You know what I'm saying?
So it ain't about surviving. It ain't about community economics. It ain't about the control of our neighborhoods. It's really about the look.
It's about the look of it. You know what I mean? Because that's what, think about it. If everybody really was on some gangster shit, the world wouldn't exist. You know what I'm saying? But if motherfuckers looked gangster, they portrayed themselves to be as such. You know what I'm saying? Then maybe we can live vicariously every now and then, step into that world knowing we can. It's like touching a hot plate. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it is hot. But if I don't touch it too long, it ain't going to burn me.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Here's a question, right? And this is something I fight with on a day-to-day basis, right? Because we take this conversation so many ways.
Right.
I want to holler at the young folks. So here's my thing. I see criminality in all forms of business. We see it in the corporate world. We see it in the streets. What's the difference, right? The difference is we demonize people in the streets, the poor people that commit criminal acts, because a lot of them are violent, right? Because a lot of them destroy lives, obviously. But we don't always put that same stigma on the corporate gangsters and the corporate criminals, because we don't look at the bloodshed. We don't look at the loss of life that they cause, because it's not so in our face.
Well, now the thing is that we give corporate a pass, because corporate's whooping our ass every single day. You know what I'm saying? Every single day.
That's the whole point of corporations.
We just don't fight corporations because we don't know how to. We look at them as being the giant, and we ain't gonna fuck with that. That's Debo. He want a chain. Give him the chain, man. Give him the chain or tuck it or walk away. You know what I'm saying? And that's where we're at with it right now. We can talk loud. We got, what did we say? He got mind control over Debo. When Debo tell me to shut up, I'd be quiet. But when he walk away, I'll be talking again. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we do right now. We don't we let these, like, even, and it sucks to say, because even us as grown men that grew up in some real gangster shit, I think the last of the gangster shit, honestly. The rest of the shit that's been going on lately, this ain't gangster shit. Shooting a nigga, getting away with it, that ain't gangster shit. You know what I mean? I mean, I come from an era where, even though the pistol told us still had one, I mean, we had to get out in the middle of the street. Let's go chuck these things first. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you ain't disrespect me, like stomp my head into the mud, you know what I'm saying? And you ain't call my mama this and do that, I ain't pulling out no pistols. However, I know, and I've been a victim of people that have lost their lives for a little bit of change.
A little bit of nothing.
Literally change, like $1.25. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's rough out here.
No,
a lot of people think that they're doing the big move. Like you know, the difference is how we celebrated our gangsters, you know what I'm saying, so to speak. You know, our generation seen Scarface and The Godfather and situations like that. That was gangster because them niggas was running shit. You know what I'm saying? Not because they was out there not scared to pull a trigger on somebody or do what they had to do, set up a heist. No, these cats was running shit. And that's what a lot of these young cats want to do, is run shit, but they ain't paid their dues. They ain't really paid attention to the movie. Well, hey, man, that dude was an immigrant at one point in time. And then he eventually became the kingpin. Eventually. But he had to put in work. He had to steal a nigga life and do this and do that.
Colder than that, because even with that, he got a lot of, I don't want to call it grace. He was dealing with a lot of luck, because inch here, an inch there, a situation here, a situation there, and he could have been not just gone, but totally out the picture. And that's the thing that people don't get about this street gangsterism. The street gangsterism is not a game of, okay, I can make it if I follow the rules, or I can make it if I follow this path. No, the street rules is, if I do make it, let me be prepared, because I'm gonna fall. If I do make it, if I'm one of the chosen, because everybody don't get the same opportunities, everybody don't got the same connects or to know the same people. But also, if I do make it, I need to bring some folks with me because I ain't gonna be here forever. You know, we seen all the movies, we seen the New Jack City, the stories of the homies snitching on each other and cats having drug problems and letting different complications come in that can destroy, right? We seen Scarface where somebody come from nothing all the way to something, and in the end, he lose his life over a conscious decision, right? You got all these different situations. You got Sugar Hill, one of my favorites, where, you know, dude's trying to get out of the game. You know what I'm saying? He's been in his whole life. His daddy didn't drew him into it because of his dope use. But once again, we don't take those lessons. They the things that we celebrate. We don't celebrate the lessons. We celebrate the pinnacle of what we think is success with these guys.
Because we look at everything for face value. You know what I'm saying? We're looking for what it is. I told a story before about my dad, how he taught me about pimping at a very early age.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All these photo albums I would see growing up of all my uncles and shit like that. They all hanging out, smoking cocaine, mounds of cocaine, women all over the place, pictures, you know, of evidence. People just their lifestyle back in the day on yachts in San Francisco doing their thing. However, as I grew up, he was able to teach me and tell me one day, we went to an old house, you know what I'm saying, in his old neighborhood, looking for an old man that was staying in the house with a bunch of old people. And you know what I'm saying, stuck in a room. This nigga not living a luxurious life.
Not at all.
Not, and he had one eye, and his hair was blonde. He was bald, and he was tattered robe, and he was stinking like he ain't showered. You know what I mean? It's like, who is this dude? Oh, this is that guy. This is what happens after all of that. After all that money, after all that shit he did and slapped people and killed people and had woo. It's that dude right here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And see, people don't have that opportunity no more because they've either looked at prison or death. And that's the easiest thing to look at because, I mean, okay, I can live in a box or, I'm gonna be dead in the ground.
Everybody hope for that.
You know what I'm saying? So people just shrug, just like I just did, they shrug their shoulders to it now because it's inevitable to them. So I think the generation of it, if that's even the best way to describe it, has just shitted on themselves with it when it comes to that. You know what I mean?
It's a symptom of a greater issue, right? Because I'm gonna take a step back. For those that don't know, and I say it a lot, I'm from Watts, California, right? And South Central LA is not something that is to be played with, but it's a reason for that, right? A lot of people migrated to that area in Los Angeles from the South, from places like Louisiana, Mississippi, you know what I'm saying, Arkansas, Florida, to have a better life, to have a better opportunity. And when they came to California, the white folks didn't want them there. Compton and Watts, y'all was filled with white folks. And when the black folks moved in the central area and they started working at these factories, the white folks started tripping. So, you know, they had to find a way to protect themselves. And that's how gangs really got started, gang banging in Los Angeles. Now, there's a guy from Los Angeles by the name of Freeway Rick Ross. Freeway Rick Ross is the biggest and greatest drug dealer in the history of drug dealing, in my opinion, not because of what he sold and how much he made a day. It's been rumored $3 million a day. It's been rumored he'd be worth $3 billion in today's money. Not because of that, but because of the story, right? Freeway Rick Ross was being supplied some of the purest cocaine in the history of the United States, straight from Nicaragua, but because the American government allowed it. Then when it got out of control, and they found out that Ronald Reagan and a few other people was involved in this, there was a big controversy. But in the end, nobody ever answered for all the crack that was sent into my neighborhood that was given a pass by our government. Now, we can sit up and hear all the stories about Rick Ross. I can sit up here and tell you all about how I don't like the rapper Rick Ross and how he's, you know what I'm saying, destroyed this man's name by trying to put a celebrity behind it that don't really match the story. I can tell you all about the real Rick Ross and how he goes around and helps people in the community and how he's been back and forth to jail. This boy didn't beat multiple life sentences, all that. But that's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about how our American government can deal drugs, can traffic humans, can poison, destroy, murder, kill, and y'all think y'all gangster.
Well, because, you know, America is built on the hook and crook. That's a famous story.
The biggest gangsters in the world.
And the thing is that, excuse me, I got a tickle in my throat, no homo. Pause. But the thing is that we don't realize, you know, if you got how can I say it? If you're gonna be a rule breaker, like if you're gonna be a bad kid, be the bad kid. You know what I'm saying? Don't be the kid that be in the back of the class and be like, shut up, bitch. And she turn around and be like, who said that? And he don't say nothing.
That ain't bad.
You know what I'm saying? That ain't bad. That's whack. It's a motherfucker. The bad kid is the motherfucker that tell you, shut up, bitch. She turn around. Who said that? I did, bitch. Tommy. No, bitch. No, Tommy. You know, and he keeps fucking with you because he'll tell you, yes, it's me, but it ain't me. You know what I mean? That's a gangster because he know he's either going to the principal's office or she's just going to say, fuck it and get on with the class and keep it moving.
Eventually, you're just going to say, I don't even want to deal with it no more.
And we right now are that teacher.
We just accept
where we've turned around and because we're working, we're trying to instruct our future, right? Our class is behind us, but we here and know the bullshit's going on. And we turn around and be like, you know what? I should kick his little ass out of here so I can make my situation better. But we don't. We keep him around because of the numbers game and so on and so forth. You know, the government is kind of, I don't know, man. When you got a button pusher, nigga, there's nothing you can tell them off on the button pusher. But stop. Please leave it alone.
No, but that's the thing, right? Like when you're being the victim of somebody else's gangsterism, and then your reaction is to involve yourself in the same thing, that's basically giving up, right? But been watching Daredevil on Netflix, and it is first off, it's an amazing show. Daredevil is a fictional comic book hero from the Marvel universe, and I always loved Daredevil because he was fearless. And in this edition, in this version of Daredevil, he's fighting against the Kingpin. And the Kingpin, man, he just know how to make moves. Every time they get him caught up, he's in jail on an indictment. He get out. He's in jail, you know what I'm saying, snitching on, you know what I'm saying, all of his enemies, getting them out the game, and then offering protection to the other criminals that he want to look out for, taxing them, saying, hey, I won't snitch on you if you out at it. You know what I'm saying? And as I'm watching this, it just kept reminding me that, you know what? There are some people, some entities, some systems that just, not going to stop. I mean, the prison system, the for-profit prison system, the narcotics trade, the human trafficking, and things like this. Like, y'all really think that all these dudes, so-called pimping dudes that y'all know, that y'all can see running around Vegas is actually doing all this human trafficking? Y'all think that these people was getting moved across borders and across state lines without being caught, and it's just a happenstance? Nah, it don't move like that. Y'all watch too many movies to know that. But as we look around and we're demonizing these young men, what are they seeing every day? What are they seeing from our government? What are they seeing from people that they know that even do so-called legit job?
You know what I like about the situation? I ain't gonna lie. It's not even about liking about it. It's just that I can respect it from a gangster position. You know what I'm saying? If we're gonna speak real gangster, is that, you know, not only, like I said, the motherfuckers are gonna tell you what they're gonna do and they do it.
Yeah.
It's just that, you know, it's kind of like they're daring us, you know what I'm saying, to act a fool. You know what I'm saying? And we still talk all that shit.
All that him. And
we don't do nothing. So it's kind of like, you know, what do we expect? You know what I mean? Yes, the prison system is a faulty system. It's designed for it to stay packed. They got the private prison systems have contracts with the states that say, hey, you need to keep me at this capacity. If not, the state will owe me this amount of money because I built this business.
Don't pull the wool from their eyes.
Oh, man. I tell them the real deal. And how everybody gets paid in the prison system where you get charged if I owned the prison, I'd be making a little over $400 a day per inmate. Bruh. And all I have to do per inmate. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I was checking this out. It was a dude. It's a dude that works in the Trump administration. He owns the phone systems for all the private prisons.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. I heard a stat that Mariah Carey was gonna make $60 million over the holidays because of her music, Christmas music. This dude makes $60 million a week off of phone calls.
Yeah.
Calling people from prison, bro.
The setup is crazy. You know, dealing with the prison system, to be a vendor to the prison system is like being a vendor to the government right now.
Exactly.
Literally, you can damn near charge like $50 for a stapler. It's stupid.
No,
because when you're in there, say like for instance, you have to, I tried to buy the homie a TV one time, and they was like, yeah, no, you can't send that to him. You know what I'm saying? You got to buy our TV from the commissary. And I was like, goddamn, like, what kind of TV do you got? Oh, it's just push the it was the clear joint with the bubble back. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn. That's fashionable.
and then when they leave prison, they can't give it away. They repossess it and then resell it.
It's crucial, bro.
It's bro, just right now at the Clark County Detention Center, CCDC, here in Las Vegas, Nevada, a pack of noodles costs $1. Now, you think about all the inmates that they have in there, and you think about how many noodles, how much noodles actually cost, which is about 10 cents a pack retail, but if you buy them bulk, you'll probably get them about 2 cents a pack. These guys are in there profiteering off of people that they're putting in jail for cash bail, people that they're putting in jail for vagrancy. You know what I'm saying? And then don't be in there and you actually need some real water. Don't be in there and you actually need some actual real nutrients. Like I'm sitting here and I'm seeing, I don't be on TikTok too much and I don't watch Instagram too often, but these cats is so criminally minded that they at home making the same stuff that they were making in prison. Like we've adopted the mindset that that's cool.
Hey, no punk though. Look, check this out. I ain't gonna lie. Look, my brother, he would probably kill me, so I ain't gonna say his whole name. But my brother, man, this nigga, he didn't spend some time away in a couple facilities. You know what I mean? So one day, one day he would make me a tamale. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
A prison tamale.
The prison tamale with the Doritos and the hamburger beef and the noodles and oh man, it's the best shit cracking. I ain't gonna lie to you. I want one right now. So oh man.
Whether it's state jail or the federal pen or whatever, you get real creative. You get real gourmet-ish. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, for real. He was showing me all kind of shit to do with tuna, all kind of stuff. Like, man.
Like, you go to, juvenile hall or you go to the county jail, it's a precursor.
Right.
You can learn a lot in there.
Right,
but
for sure.
Here's the thing about it. We start adapting these things like they fucking normal.
Oh, yeah.
Right? It's not just those small things. What I'm saying is those small things that we make natural because it tastes good, right? This is spiral meals. We start taking these actions the same way because what happens when you get in jail? You got to separate yourself. What happens when you get in jail? You got to put your back against the wall and check out. And cats want to check your paperwork now. Cats want to see your reputability. Where you from, homeboy? You know what I'm saying? Who you know? And for me, I never wanted to be involved in the action of trying to prove myself based off of who I know or where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? Let my merits as a man be the determination, but that's not how the world works.
Let me ask you a question. Well, first, let me say shout out to Eugene. Joining us on live on YouTube all morning. Just got back from Target. Let's see. He had a comment said, let's see. Let me jump back a couple because he had blasted us with it. He said, greetings, Africa's peace be unto you all and caught up in the grand illusion. Can I request? Oh, he wants a good Prince.
I got that for him.
Colonized minds. We're going to do just that for you. Actually, before we even do anything else, because I want to jump back to that. Let me just say shout out to you. We got you right now. We're going to play that for you real quick because we do need to take a quick break.
I got it queued up.
Okay, we got it queued up. Big Duty going to play that for you, man. It is 9:21 here on 2022. Bring that back. It is 9:21 here on 22.3 Takeover Vegas Radio. You are plugged in with Duty Outlaw and your boy Big Nito the Boss here representing for Ricky, for Miss Rocky as we related on Thursday here. We're going to take a quick break to step away so we can go ahead and get a little bit of libation and smoking meditation. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing this for Duty Sweater. You should see this nigga shit is off the hook. He got me cussing his things. I apologize to all those that little baby eyes and everything in between and other scratch, but it is what it is. I'm back in this yeah. Couple static designers in the building. I ain't had no coffee all week yet, but we're gonna get that started one day because she need a cup.
Wanna talk about
Oh, girl, what is that bubble? You know what though? I'm gonna be honest with you. This fucking the internet pisses me off to stop playing games like that. Because I would always get the advertising. You know, like, I get to make money by playing these games here. And I download all that bullshit, nigga, nobody.
See you back on the show. It's always been there. Down low, no responsibility. Do what you want, nobody cares. Upload the master race idea. genetically disposed to rule the world. Down low, a future full of isolated boys and girls. Up low, a two-party system. The lesser of two dangers, illusion of choice. Down low, a bare form of ashes. Never really ever changed. Never had a voice. Listen to me one time. If you look, you're sure gonna find throughout mankind's history, a colonized mind. One in power makes law, under which the colonized fall. Without God, it's just the blind leading the blind. I know, a joint venture record deal. It's just another way for the man to steal the street while they're sticking you with the bill. Down low, the temporary acquisition of fleeting fame and fortune. Not believe in your will. Hey.
The new sound of Las Vegas, 22.3 Takeover Vegas Radio.
How long will it go? Yeah. So my nigga KO is still on, nigga. We got thug life, thug time. How long will this shit fucking go on? Tupac in this motherfucker. All my homies drinking liquor, tears in everybody's eyes. Niggas cry to mourn the homies' homicide, but I can't cry instead of just a shoulder. Damn, why they taking up the soldier? I know my clip, I know my eyes blurry. Don't worry, I'll get the suckers back before you blow it. Retaliate for the 187. The real niggas get to go to heaven. How long will they move it? Bury me a motherfucking sheep. Bitch, don't wanna die, then don't fuck with me. It's kinda hard to be optimistic when your homies lying dead on the pavement twisted. Y'all don't hear me out. I'm trying hard to make amends, but I'm losing all my motherfucking friends. Damn, they should've shot me when I was born. Now I'm trapped in the motherfucking storm. How long will they move it? I wish you would've been enough. How long will they move it? How long will they move it? I wish you would've been enough. How long will they move it? man. Every motherfucking day, homie. You stayed down when the other niggas didn't know me. From my heart to the trigger, you my fucking nigga. And things won't be the same without you, nigga. I remember kicking back, you wanted a lack. And going half on a motherfucking 100 sack. Smoking blunt after blunt and steady drinking. Hung around so much, you knew what I was thinking. Tell me, Lord, why you take Big KO? So confused, not knowing which way to go. I'm going crazy and running out of fucking time. I can't take it, I'm losing my fucking mind. So day after day, ride after ride, we'll hook up on the other side. Watch over your family and your newborn till we meet again, homie. How long will they mourn, man?
I wish I would have been another.
How long will they mourn, man?
Still on.
How long will they mourn, man?
I wish I would have been another.
How long will they mourn, man? Ready it on. Double jeopardy.
Damn, a nigga tired of feeling sad. I'm tired of putting in work. I'm tired of crying. Watch my homies lead the earth. I know so one day I'll be in the dirt and my people will be wanting. When I hear a door from the door, all niggas can say is that's fucked up and get tossed up. Reminiscing how we grew up. Rest in love to my nigga Kato. See you in the crossroad real soon. But now let me go out the proof. I'll be always thinking of you, homie. Rest in peace. How long was they moment?
The trip and everybody gotta go. But why the fuck it had to be my nigga Kato? Another nigga fell victim to the chrome. It's enough to make it crazy. It's fucking with my own. You only live once, so this other nigga had it bad. Since the day of my motherfucking birth. My niggas say they can't when they always be my homie. But when a nigga gone, how long will you bump it? Yeah.
Mac 10 in this motherfucker, yeah. How long will you move it? Thug life, boy. Nigga, blowing that shit. Nigga, dog, who's that shit, nigga? Yeah. How long will you move it? It's for my nigga Kato and all his kids. How long will you move it?
I wish you would have been
H-double-O to the E. Niggas know. I'm trying to since you ain't bustin' nothing, then what you pull that thing for? My khakis hang low, way down on my chucks, Joe. On my mama, I'ma ride for the you. I bang low. When you see you not smashing you suckers, it ain't no baby. Since you ain't bustin' nothing, then what you pull that thing for? My khakis hang low, way down on my chucks, Joe. On my mama, I'ma ride for the you. I bang low. When you see you not smashing you suckers, it ain't no baby.
Wonder why my pants hang down to my chucks, so tucked in my waist is a 350 Schmabbin, AK-47, cock ready to blow. Tailor-made, just Dickies for a show. Niggas bout nothing, but in the streets done. Like the bird, man, make you eat the curb, man. When each and every word I heard about the click, wonder what we do, bitch. Stuff you tell you black and blue. Get your teddy chopped and screw. Nigga, what you wanna do? Knuckle up, get fucked up. Buried in the rose bed. You the one that chose it, but your life I held it. Shipped it away to the land of lost souls. Now you at the crossroad. You the one that God chose. You the one that I chose. You born out with bullets in your eyes, so exit out the back door. We ain't gon' hit no more. I told you we ain't gon' hit no more. You ain't bustin' nothing, then what you pull that thing for? My khakis hang low, way down on my chucks, yo. On my mama, I'ma ride for the you. I bang low. When you see you not smashing you suckers, it ain't no baby. Since you ain't bustin' nothing, then what you pull that thing for? My khakis hang low, way down on my chucks, yo. On my mama, I'ma ride for the you. I bang low. When you see you not smashing you suckers, it ain't no baby. When you pull out your thing, you better bring pain against this nigga, cause I reign supreme over the niggas with red beans. Put it on my heart. Niggas try to start, but niggas get their ass ripped apart. Niggas know I come through with that shit and blow it out like farts. Oh no, niggas know how I blow so quick up on the track. I like the spit. Niggas can't fuck with this shit. Hustlers, bitch. Niggas know when I ride, I bang. And when the blue flag hang, niggas gon' know I always do the damn thing. Niggas can't fuck with the blunts that I roll. Me and my nigga Loco for sure. Though on the dodo smoke hole. Niggas can't fuck with this shit. Can't fuck with this click. Freestyle shit. Never no written with me and my niggas is spitting ammunition together. When niggas is getting in the kitchen, niggas is with me. Wait, bustin' nothing, what you pull that thing for? My khakis hang low, way down on my chucks, yo. On my mama, I'ma ride for the you. I
bang low. When you see you now be smashing you suckers, it ain't no baby. Since you ain't busting nothing, then what you pull that thing for? My khaki hang low, way down on my chucks, yo. On my mama, I'ma ride for the you. I bang low. When you see you now be smashing you suckers, it ain't no baby. I'm back to companion bitches and patch patterns depicting the acrobatical flipping the non-fictional scriptures, which is waverly written and rigorously rappers, reflections of hieroglyphics pertaining proper to the critical crucifixion. The slime sucking snake stitches so viciously fell a victim to my anatomical animalism, causing cataclysmic conflation. Cause the best clarified, they realized this world is mine like optimism. On the 24-hour pigment in June, the baby bruised the instant I was sentenced to savage, sick of me, rapidly rip them. And 48 hours later, I had to undergo a strenuous exorcism. Even the evilest evangelist ain't supposed to be speaking and grinning after a short lifespan. I'm only Tuesday sinning, but the doctor was horrified, so that you could say that he was rigid because he swore said you ain't busting nothing. What you pull that thing for? My khakis hang low, way down on my chucks, yo. On my mama, I'ma ride for the you. I bang low. When you see you now be smashing you suckers, it ain't no baby. Since you ain't busting nothing, then what you pull that thing for? My khakis hang low, way down on my chucks, yo. On my mama, I'ma ride for the you. I bang low. When you see you now be smashing you suckers, it ain't no saving you hoes.
Your Las Vegas connection for music, news, and fun. 22.3 Takeover Vegas Radio.
I don't know what it is, but it's two-tone music. It just does something to me.
Punch you in your face, motherfucker, I knock your teeth out. Hands up, I come through, nigga, I got my heat out. If you want to smoke, ain't nothing we gotta speak about. See you with that red flag, go on with that beep out. Punch you in your face, motherfucker, I knock your teeth out. Hands up, I come through, nigga, I got my heat out. If you want to smoke, ain't nothing we gotta speak about. See you with that red flag, go on with that beep out. Your hood out, nigga, right? How you try to rep the hood? You ain't in dead. Your hood out, nigga, right? How you try to rep the hood? You ain't in dead. I'm set tripping on you niggas. Y'all don't bleed like I bleed, I'm gorilla. The homies mad cause some cricks is my hitters. I do a show, drop a bag, they gon' get you. I'm colorblind, I can't see shit. But this smack on my dresser with a full clip. I don't crack under pressure, fuck the bullshit. When I slide homicide, then a news clip. Report live from your hood. On the fire, what you want? Come around me with that fake shit. Throwing gang signs, we don't take shit. Applying pressure when I'm running down. I'ma start G-checking on you fucking clams. One question, is you fucking down? Wrong answer, here on the rail. Punch you in your face, motherfucker, I knock your teeth out. Hands up, I come through, nigga, I got my heat out. If you want to smoke, ain't nothing we gotta speak about. See you with that red flag, go on with that beep out. Punch you in your face, motherfucker, I knock your teeth out. Hands up, I come through, nigga, I got my heat out. If you want to smoke, ain't nothing we gotta speak about. See you with that red flag, go on with that beep out. Your hood out, nigga, right? How you try to rep the hood? You ain't in dead. Your hood out, nigga, right? How you try to rep the hood? You ain't in dead. Who brought you home? How you turn blood? Who let you in? How you turn colors? Who brought you home? How you turn blood? Who let you in? How you turn colors? Give it to a nigga right in broad day. On his block, fucking warning shot. Let him off spray. Throwing shots right in front of couch with a long tape. Fuck it out. Let his body rock in his hallway. He got hit. She got hit. Did a feet flip. Try run. Shot fight. Did a deep clip. Snatch his flag. Now he mad. I'm a body grab. Why you lying? Now you lying. In a body bag. Punch you in your face, motherfucker. I knock your teeth out. Hands up, I come through, nigga. I got my heat out. If you want to smoke, ain't nothing we gotta speak about. See you with
Every time I come through, nigga, I got my eat out. If you want smoke, then know we got street out. See you with that red flag on, with that beat-box. Your hood out, nigga, bang. How you try to rep the hood? You ain't even dead. Your hood out, nigga, bang. How you try to rep the hood? You ain't even dead. Who brought you home? How you turn blood? Who let you in? How you turn cop? Who brought you home? How you turn blood? Who let you in? How you turn cop?
Niggas envy Blicky got the stiffy got the blicky drop it flippy real quick. I see y'all later. Pop these niggas like a willy nigga. You a silly nigga in a hole with them belly niggas and them hooping niggas. You run up and they shooting niggas. We ain't hooping nigga. Don't get beat. You a loser nigga. Up that Uzi nigga on the stoop. Grills in my Jersey girl on my phone. She wanna fuck but keep the clothes on. I only want the joke. Man, that's really all I use for the kids. I have to go. I don't want it. You can keep the horse. She feed it for support. In New York, my niggas really rock my niggas. Money buck. Blow kicks a nigga. Throwing shots. I run them up. They rock. Cool nigga in the stash box. I run it from my spot. Niggas talking about the cash for my bag. What for lot? I don't fuck with no old hoes. Only new hoes. Put my dick in the back. But I pass it to my bro. I don't love her. That's sad hoe. She a bad hoe. I'm a fucker. Then I dash hoe. To the cash hoe. I want some wrong nigga shit. Take a nigga bitch. Do the dash in the wet. Got the cash in the wet. I prom with a stick. I let that shit hate. Shut up. But I fuck that nigga bitch. Niggas envy Blicky got the stiffy got the blicky drop it home 50 move many of my niggas on 50 talk down, you silly hit the stage 50 band on hundreds, spinning through your block like a pop shot. Shoot at me, I'm shooting back, I'm getting bumpy. I ain't wanna take his life, my nigga fuck. I'm also wrong with nigga shit. Take a nigga bitch, do the dash in the wet. Got the cash in the wet. I prom with a stick. I let that shit hate. Shut up. But I fuck that nigga bitch. I'm also wrong with nigga shit. Take a nigga bitch, do the dash in the wet. Got the cash in the wet. I prom with a stick. I let that shit hate. Shut up. But I fuck that nigga bitch.
And it's cool, but I'm gonna start at the top and make sure that you know what I'm saying. Like I said, we're all on the same page.
Right.
And that's what counts on you because everything has been.
It's nothing but a
Nigga shook me off of Facebook.
It's nothing but a
It's a rhyme. We're not against rappers. But we are against those thugs.
Hey. What's up?
It's the Thuggish Rockers Ball.
Fast food is
It's the Thuggish Rockers Ball. It's the Thuggish Rockers Ball. It's the Thuggish Rockers
Excuse me, y'all.
You feel it, strip and roll, step up. Hip up, get a jump at the door. This video been built, it's like love and loving your people, cause we so real. Chill, better bring your weapon, we step and bring out that ammunition. Ripping my zip, not to mention, never knew no competition. But I gotta get mine, so scream I'm low and live here, hear ya holler. Not about that mighty dollar, roll with the bomo, the father. Change ain't remaining the same. Claiming my day, riding cruise. And about that hanging out of my back, Get ready for the bone and the more thugs.
busters, you know me as a hustler. Try to creep and get beat, make 6 feet peak. Gotta put them under, straight jackets. Gotta make that money, man. It's still the same now. Feeling in my black tricks, baby. Yeah, gotta put it down the bang bang. Let me get this teaching, your soldier. Stop busters, mustache. Make you get me broke, so it's gonna bang bang.
Before we do that, like I said, man, we need to That's all I got to do. Y'all busy?
Look on them and now blow strong. I'm taking the land, but people you bad.
Let's talk about
Love you to the champion of that donkey.
I've been gone too long, bro. I got you.
Shut down, so running the network, and you better believe everyone in this no step. So what now? See the ball back like the miracle checks some flame up. Sit back and just look at the same cut. That's the face of the came Gotta give it out enough to the Glock. Pop, better drop with a buckshot. They never know how to. Some people know better than zip block. So then, sit in, and I don't know how one another been slipping. They slipped in, they clipped in. They're taking me blood, they're back, don't have a Tesla. So the death, they put them to rest, and put them up this block. Put a hole up in them in bed, and gotta get through my soul with it. Pull up the good, get it down. I'm running me, running my ghetto. I'm looking me, keeping this simple. I'm running me, Days like play, plays to the field, to the J's, and about to all of my enemies.
Come on, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you're here plugged in with Duty and Big Nito on a station that has way more fun. 22.3 Takeover Vegas Radio. Plugged in with Duty Outlaw is powered by Copa State Designs, sponsored by Troubadour Entertainment, Crystal Clear Marketing, and the Gravity Click. We're back. That was Bone Thugs in Harmony. Bone, 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 bone.
Fuck with it.
You gotta keep it classy and keep it gangster around here. I tell a lot of people this. If your kids don't listen to Tupac, something's wrong with you.
Right.
Do you hear me? If your child is of age, meaning 12, 13 years old, son or daughter, and you ain't put on Brenda's Got a Baby for him, you ain't put on Shed So Many Tears for him, something's wrong with you. We've been reflecting on a lot of stuff this morning, but we want to definitely always keep it real and keep it true with y'all. And I'm always blessed to be here, man, with my brother and my champion, Big Nito, man. Big Nito, before we get out of here, man, tell the people what you want to tell them.
Oh man, it has been real and it's been fun. And you know, I'm sitting the clock at the wall and says we almost done. But you know, you can catch me tomorrow for Friday Fridays with Big Nito the Boss, man. I'm finally back in the sauce, man. So you know what I'm saying? We're gonna get back and relax. You know, we'll get us on some grown man probably. I don't know what my mood may be because I'm a real Gemini to the bone marrow. You dig what I'm saying? So it depends on what I'm gonna feel like in the morning. But I got a couple things lined up for you, you know what I mean? We're going to sit back, relax, and, you know what I'm saying, and relate as Rocky would have did today. But, you know, shout out to Miss Rocky, the first lady of today, of the Thursdays, you know, so she has her own day, Thursday. So we miss you, girl. Now, you know, we're just standing in the gap as we always do. But other than that, man, I can't wait for tomorrow. You know, I hope everybody enjoys their weekend. Like I say to everybody that I can so far is reach out to somebody you haven't talked to in the last 90 days, you know. Look in your phone, Rolodex. There's a lot of people in there that you haven't said hey to. Just reach out to them just to see how they're doing through this situation, you know. And, yeah, spread some love, joy, peace, and soul.
So you already know what it is, man. I'm your man, Duty Outlaw, and we make no excuse for the things that we have. Why? Because the things we have, Lord has provided, and we are thankful, man. I'm thankful to be here, my brother. I'm glad my girl is in the building, man, laying low. You know what I'm saying? Just feeling her presence. Shout out to Rocky, man. Sorry you couldn't be here today, but we always gonna find a way to relate on Thursdays and Takeover Thursdays, man. It's all about the takeover. So we did our thing today. Salute to everybody on the station, 22.3 Takeover Vegas Radio. Check them out on all social platforms. Make sure you guys are paying attention and staying tuned, man, to all the great things that are going on. Shout out to my man Manny, man, and Power X. Please, you guys, don't be afraid to experience the power of Power X. So, man, catch it out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying? And one more thing. Daddy and Me is doing a great giveaway, man. They gave away a stroller last week, and they're giving away another stroller. Please check out my social media. Check out all the details. Maybe you might not need it, but you might know somebody in the community that might need a new stroller for their babies, man. It's the holiday season. We want to be a blessing to somebody, all right?
Absolutely.
Get at us tomorrow for Finally Fridays with your man, Big Nito, the boss, on 22.3 Takeover Vegas Radio.
In the AM.
You're proud of the fact that you're in the game. Yeah. Why? But you're proud of the fact that you're what? Why is that?
Why? Yeah. Because I'm down. I'm down for it. Because I'm a true. I come from the heart.
But why? Why be in the game? What's in it for you?
Hey, what you playing after this?
You mean some of your friends been killed?
Yeah.
So
Simple cause.
Never seen a man die? Yeah, hell yeah. Hey, play Tupac, You Ain't Never Had a Friend Like Me after that.
On Rosecrans, I'm getting juice. On Rosecrans, I'm getting juice. Around here, niggas ain't got shit to lose. Young niggas off the chain and they getting loose. LA niggas with the bullshit. You better not step to me wrong. I burn $500 candles, but they mourn me when I'm gone. 39 and I'm still banging. I can't get out if I wanted to. All I did was document my life. I ain't put that red rag in front of you. My first album had the world lit. Hit the hood and brought that Hummer through.